there. This is Shawna Karrasch here with another Ask Shawna answer. Okay, this one comes from Noah, and it says, it's Noah and Shalva here, which is her mare. I know because we have another question too. How do I find an equine veterinarian who is sympathetic to positive reinforcement method, who sees a horse as a being that needs her emotions and boundaries to be respected? No use of a twitch. Thank you for ideas. And I think this is a super good question. And it's also very valid because I feel like we're here to be stewards for our horses, not the other way around. That means I need to be a voice for my horse. I need to be the one who says, this is what's going to be okay and this is what's not going to be okay. Because you know what? They didn't ask to be here. We did. This was our decision. So we need to be sure that we're being as fair as we can. And now we do know that positive reinforcement, we can train bears to present their paws, for things to be done. So we can do things with positive reinforcement. It doesn't have to be twitches and stuff. So I think what the best thing you should really do is try to talk to the person and let them know where you're coming from. But look at it when you first start talking to them as kind of an interview. You're not entitled to, they're not entitled just to work for you, and they need to respect how you feel and what you think and what your ideas are for your horse. So if they're not going to be listening to that or working with you, then I think it's good. That tells you something. That gives you information for you to say, maybe I need someone else. Because I think it's really, really important that you feel that there's somebody that you can trust all the way around. And I think it is a tricky thing. When it's really hard is when we're in situations where sometimes you don't have very many options, but you stand up and say, this is my horse and this is how I want it to be done. It is your horse. If it was your child, and it is your child, but you wouldn't just say, oh yeah, okay, just smack my child, because he wouldn't do it. It's the same. It's not, there's no need for this. And so you just stand up and say, this is not okay with me. Let's try to find another way to do it. And think of it like you think of when you're dealing with your horses. If you're dealing with a horse who's kind of oppositional, you don't go, all right, you don't go toe to toe with them. You try to understand their point of view, but then you kind of say, okay, well, we can't do that. That's not safe for me. So, you don't literally say that, but in your head, you're thinking, well, how can I help you to have a better idea? So sometimes what you can do is help with it gets really dark there. It is really try to talk and reason with them. If they're not going to listen, I would just find another one. But you look at it as an interview process. You stand up for your horse and what you do. The other thing you can do is train things that will impress them. So I've had a number of people being like, yeah, okay, sure. Because keep in mind, I've been doing this 30 years. So people being like, yeah, okay, whatever, but they would be kind. They wouldn't do anything hard. But then pretty soon they see how good they were. Like I remember the first time Minty and Georgie were little guys, and they were way back then, getting their feet done. And I remember the farrier saying, all horses should be like this. This is a baby, and look how good he is. And you're like, yes, positive reinforcement. So it opened his mind up to what was possible with positive reinforcement that doesn't have to be combative. And the other thing I keep in mind is, and this helps me, I think, to be kinder and not be frustrated with situations. Remember, they're doing the best they can, and they're doing what they've been taught. So if they don't know about positive reinforcement, they don't know that there's a better way to do that, it means that either they don't know what it really is, or they haven't seen it done correctly. So they've seen it done poorly, and they've seen horses who are problematic because it's been done poorly. And in vet schools, it's starting to change, but it is starting to change, but there's not a lot of behavior being taught in vet schools, which I think with horses, this is the one you really should be learning about positive reinforcement and how to shape and change behavior. That is changing. The University of Guelph is really big about that. And another person who's highly respected in the equine community is a friend of mine named Dr. Sue McDonald. And she is internationally recognized, and she's equine veterinarian and behaviorist. So she is one that's really behind a movement and trying to educate the horse people. So don't lose faith. Try to use some resources if you need a little convincing. I think just standing up for your horse and saying this is okay, this is not okay is what you should be able to do. And you look at it as interview process. Anyway, I hope that helps you, Noah. It is a tricky one, and you can do it with decorum, you know, even if you think somebody is not for you. You think, oh, no, 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 no. Remember, they're doing what they've been taught. They're doing the best they can. They're doing what they know. And not everything's a good fit. It's okay to say this, you know, I'm going to keep looking, you know, or just say, I don't agree with that. And that's not, I don't feel comfortable with that. And I would like to stop now and then find another person, and then talk to other people that keep getting references from other people. Okay, there you go. All right, if you or anybody else, I know you know where to go to get your questions answered, but if anybody else is listening and wants to figure out where you can get your questions answered, you can go to Ask Shawna. Well, ShawnaKarrasch.com, vianovatraining.com, and on the Shawna Karrasch side, you'll see an Ask Shawna tab where you can find out, you can submit questions, which of course you already know. All right, that's it for now. Till next time. Bye-bye.